I just want to share a few thoughts about me personally. There's been some team members that have been putting up videos, like Andy's touching video, about how he got into the paranormal and what inspired him to be a paranormal investigator. For me, it's on many fronts, I guess. I've always been very much a scientist, and I know that's hard to conceive for some people because I'm a medium. And some people seem to think that because you're a medium you can't really apply science, or you can't really respect science, and you have to choose one or the other. On that score, I am an absolute believer. Spirit visit me on a regular basis. I'm called upon as consultation to visit people for their own spiritual guidance, or for, on occasion, readings. On a personal note, that's not something I feel I should charge for either. But I know that people do, and they have to earn a living, so I'm not going to raise that debate right now. But let's look back to how I got into what we call the paranormal. In my younger years, I'd always been interested in the paranormal, UFOs, aliens, spirits, that kind of thing. And I found it quite fascinating that there was possibly another world, or other worlds that we could connect to, that some people are aware of, some people aren't, and it seems to be there's no clear documentation of these worlds, of these other beings from wherever. So in my younger years, I was always interested in that. I always used to read up on these things and watch stuff on TV, like, I don't know, the X-Files, which oddly enough I started to rewatch recently. And I was about 18, 19, and there was a lot of coincidences that started to happen. I was having strange dreams, etc. And I asked the questions about, like, what's causing these dreams and what's causing these coincidences and synchronicity, as we call it. And I discovered that part of myself that was more intuitive. And through time and through training, I developed mediumship. And it wasn't until a year or two in that I started looking into this stuff, when I found out that in the family there was inherent history of spiritualism and influence of spiritualism, and it seems to be intriguing. I mean, the more you open yourself up to this, the more answers reach you. I always knew that my mum could see auras, or as she calls them, colours. My dad has some abilities, but he turns a blind eye to it and kind of makes a joke about it, like, oh, you know, it's nothing to be like considered. But occasionally, when he's down or he's not feeling too brilliant, or there's something going on in the family, he gets visited by spirit, and he makes a point of saying it. But then you can't. It's always about when he wants to talk about it, kind of thing. So for him, I suppose his time will come and he'll come to embrace it, but he kind of looks at it sideways at the minute and kind of like secretly respects it, but makes fun of it for everybody else's benefit. I suppose that's like a security mechanism for him. Moving on into, I would say, my mid-20s, I got involved with but at that point I was regularly recognised for like my association with like psychic ability and mediumship, etc. I got involved with a group called Staffordshire Paranormal Group, and I met some very interesting people. Most of those people I found out at the time were inherent believers and seeking proof, and I don't know, I guess due to working odd hours, etc., I couldn't really follow them as much as I wanted to, so that kind of dropped off. Still remain good friends with those people and maintain good relationships. So hopefully that will help further down the line, and if you guys are watching at the minute, that's a big hi to you as well. But yeah, I went to some interesting places. I think one of my favourite paranormal investigation venues, I don't want to sound like a tourist there, but for intrigue if nothing else, was a place called Woodchester Mansion, which is down in Gloucestershire. And I had an intense experience following the investigation. I didn't feel a lot happened on the night, but upon return, there was some strange stuff happening around the house, and I thought, oh, maybe I got a visitor or whatever. Upon communication and discovery, I found out there was an entity that had followed me from there, and basically he was buried in a place that he didn't consider he could be restful, and he just wanted it known that that was his situation, and he kind of left me alone after that, which was okay. And concerning mediumship and the paranormal, after it dropped off and there was a lot of work involved on odd hours, I tended to leave it by the by. You know, I would occasionally get messages from spirit, and I would be conducting trance every now and again just for my own benefit and training. And then my sister got involved with psychic development and mediumship, as is expected, as part of a family tradition, I guess. And so she was following various groups, and she asked me to come along once or twice with the groups that she's with, just to seek opinion or to seek advice or whatever. And eventually got involved last year, over a year ago now, with Stoke Haunted, and following the trail ever since, and looking for evidence. And what I do like about Stoke Haunted is we have there's a healthy balance of skeptics and mediums and people that follow a scientific approach, but we're always pushing for more evidence, we're always pushing for more answers, and there's this great human condition that the more answers we get, the more answers we want. You could look at it that we're not happy with what we get, but I don't interpret it that way. It's just seeking a greater depth and understanding. I know Andy mentioned on his video that he felt somehow that if he got the confirmation that he wanted, that his father had promised him, then somehow he would stop. He would get the answer he wanted, and I recognise that from a personal basis. For me, I feel that, you know, if I got some more concrete evidence, I know that the mediums deliver evidence, and we consider some of it solid that can be referenced post consultation, and we rely on intimacy a lot. But regarding physical scientific evidence as well, I'd rather have some of that to correlate with what's being delivered. Furthermore to that, if I got some solid evidence, I would aspire to more. I feel I have a duty to the paranormal community, to the scientific community, and to a spiritual community as well, to seek confirmation of what's happening here in the physical world, whilst other worlds and other spirits connect with ours and with us. Like, who are we? Where did we come from? These are the fundamental questions to humanity, I guess. And although we seek greater understanding and find answers about ancient civilizations, and we can only go back so far due to history being quite subjective, and it's all about who writes it down at the time and their opinion. It's very hard to find hard fact the further back you get. But as I say, it's going to be difficult to find those answers. Where did we come from? Why are we here? Who are we? And I do feel there is a duty there to all parties concerned to seek the answer to these questions. If there are beings out there that are greatly more enlightened than us, then we have a duty to connect with them also, to listen to what they have to say and to take on board what they have to say to us and for the lessons that they give us. So, as always, if you have any questions, just drop us a message either up there or a comment down there, just about what you want answered, what I can help with, or etc. And be in touch. Thanks for watching.